Jay Leno's car collection is the stuff of legends. With over 180 cars and 160 motorcycles, the former late-night talk show host has built one of the most extensive and valuable private automotive collections in the world. But what truly sets his garage apart isn't just the sheer number of vehicles, it's the jaw-dropping rarity, history, and price tags attached to many of them. Some of Leno's prized possessions are worth millions of dollars, making even the wealthiest car collectors green with envy. Jay Leno is more than just a car enthusiast. He's a historian, a restorer, and a true lover of automotive engineering. His collection spans over a century of automotive history, from early steam-powered cars to the latest hypercars pushing the limits of speed and technology. Unlike many collectors who keep their vehicles locked away. But what sets Leno apart from other collectors? He drives, maintains, and restores every car himself. Unlike museum-kept vehicles that never see the open road, Leno's cars are living machines, each with a story to tell. Let's take a deep dive into some of the most incredible, rare, and expensive cars in his jaw-dropping collection. Number 10. Jay Leno's 1963 Chrysler Turbine Car is a true relic of automotive experimentation, a machine that looks like it was designed for the future, but remains locked in a past where turbine power nearly changed the industry. Only 55 of these cars were built by Chrysler as part of a bold experiment to see if jet-age technology could revolutionize road travel. Today, only 9 remain, and Jay Leno is one of the privileged few to own one of these engineering marvels. At the heart of this remarkable machine is its A831 turbine engine, a compact yet powerful unit capable of running on everything from gasoline to peanut oil, even tequila, as legend has it. Unlike traditional piston engines, the turbine car had fewer moving parts, only 60 versus the thousands in a conventional engine, which theoretically meant greater longevity and reduced maintenance. It produced 130 horsepower and a smooth 425 pound-feet of torque, allowing the car to accelerate effortlessly with a distinctive jet-like whine. The bronze-colored body, officially called Turbine Bronze, was the work of Elwood Engel, Chrysler's chief stylist, who gave it sleek, elegant lines reminiscent of contemporary Thunderbirds and Lincolns. The interior matched the futuristic aspirations of the car, featuring aluminum accents, push-button transmission controls, and a distinctive turbine-style dashboard that made the driver feel like a pilot preparing for takeoff. Jay Leno's turbine car is one of only 2 in private hands, with most others residing in museums. Ever the enthusiast, he not only preserves this rare vehicle, but also keeps it in running condition, often demonstrating its capabilities in his garage and on the road. Leno once joked that starting the car sounds like a vacuum cleaner sucking up a cat, a testament to its unique sound and character. Number 9. Jay Leno's 1966 Ford Galaxie 7-liter is a tribute to an era when American muscle cars were evolving beyond the drag strip and embracing luxury, performance, and highway cruising. The 7-liter was Ford's answer to the growing demand for high-performance full-size cars, blending raw power with sophistication. It was a 1-year-only model, making it a rare gem in automotive history and a prized piece in Leno's extensive collection. Under the hood of the 7-liter lies a massive 428 cubic inch 7.0-liter V8 engine, producing 345 horsepower and a tire-twisting 462 pound-feet of torque. This powerhouse was paired with either a 4-speed manual transmission, for true enthusiasts, or a C6 3-speed automatic, both of which delivered a smooth yet ferocious ride. It wasn't just about speed. Ford engineered this Galaxie to offer effortless highway cruising, making it one of the best grand touring muscle cars of its time. The 1966 Galaxie 7-liter had a presence that was both muscular and elegant. Its long, sweeping body lines and distinctive 7-liter badging set it apart from the standard Galaxie models. The hidden headlights, a feature borrowed from the Thunderbird, added a futuristic touch, while the refined interior boasted bucket seats, a center console, and wood-grain trim, reinforcing its upscale appeal. It was a car meant for the open road, big, bold, and unrelentingly powerful. Leno has often praised the 7-liter for its balance of power and comfort. While it wasn't as nimble as a Mustang or a Camaro, the massive torque made it a beast in a straight line, capable of 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 7 seconds, which was impressive for a full-size car of the era. The ride was smooth thanks to Ford's emphasis on a well-tuned suspension, making it a comfortable highway cruiser that could still burn rubber when needed. Number 8. Jay Leno's 1969 Chevrolet Camaro Z/28 is a tribute to one of the most legendary pony cars ever built, a machine born from Chevrolet's desire to dominate Trans Am racing while delivering raw American performance on the streets. The 1969 Z/28 was the final model of the first-generation Camaro and is widely regarded as the best-looking and most refined of the early years, making it a highly coveted piece of muscle car history. At the heart of the Z28 is the 302 cubic inch 4.9-liter V8, a high-revving small block that was a factory-built race engine in disguise. Officially rated at 290 horsepower, insiders knew the real output was closer to 350 to 375 horsepower, thanks to an aggressive solid-lifter camshaft, high-flow heads, and a Holley 4-barrel carburetor. This engine was specifically designed to comply with Trans Am racing regulations, which limited displacement to 5.0 liters. The 4-speed Muncie M21 close ratio transmission and a 12-bolt rear end with 4.10 gears made it a terror on the track and the street. Unlike many muscle cars of the era that were built for straight-line speed, the Z/28 was a true handling machine. Chevrolet equipped it with power disc brakes, a heavy-duty suspension, quick ratio steering, and a stiffened chassis, making it one of the best-balanced American cars of its time. With Goodyear wide-tread GT tires wrapped around 15-inch rally wheels, the Z/28 could carve corners better than most muscle cars of the day, making it a favorite among road racers. The 1969 Camaro Z/28 had a distinctive and aggressive look, with a longer, wider stance, bold body lines, and an unmistakable front grille that made it instantly recognizable. Leno's example is finished in Hugger Orange with white racing stripes, one of the most iconic color combinations of the era. The cowl induction hood, designed to feed cooler air into the carburetor, was both functional and intimidating. Inside, the Z/28 featured a no-nonsense driver-focused cockpit, complete with optional console gauges, a tick-tock tachometer, and a 3-spoke sports steering wheel. Number 7. Jay Leno's 1970 Dodge Challenger RTSE is a true Mopar masterpiece, an American muscle car that exudes power, style, and raw attitude. The Challenger was Dodge's answer to the Ford Mustang and Chevrolet Camaro, arriving late to the pony car wars but making up for lost time with its bold styling, luxurious options, and monstrous engine choices. The RTSE Road Track Special Edition was a rare and highly sought-after trim that combined high performance with premium features, making it a standout in Leno's collection. Challenger RTSE is a 440 cubic inch, 7.2-liter Magnum V8, an engine revered for its earth-shaking torque and relentless acceleration. Rated at 375 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque, this beast was mated to either a 4-speed manual or a torque-flight automatic transmission, both of which delivered brutal straight-line performance. For even more punch, buyers could opt for the legendary 426 Hemi, but the 440 was no slouch, capable of 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 6 seconds and tearing up quarter-mile tracks across the country. While most muscle cars of the time were designed for straight-line speed, the Challenger RT was surprisingly well-balanced. It featured heavy-duty suspension, power front disc brakes, and a sure-grip limited-slip differential, ensuring that all that V8 power made it to the pavement effectively. Despite its size, the Challenger had a tight, responsive feel that made it enjoyable both on highways and winding back roads. Number 6. Jay Leno's 1966 Oldsmobile Toronado is a groundbreaking piece of automotive history. A car that redefined American engineering and styling while proving that front-wheel drive could work in a high-performance luxury coupe. The Toronado was a radical departure from traditional Oldsmobiles, offering a futuristic design, an innovative drivetrain, and an unmatched driving experience. In typical fashion, Leno keeps his example in pristine, road-ready condition, often praising its engineering marvels and effortless power delivery. What made the 1966 Toronado truly special was its front-wheel drive FWD layout, a feature unheard of in American cars at the time. Before this, front-wheel drive was mostly seen in small European cars, but Oldsmobile wanted to prove it could work in a full-size luxury muscle coupe. The Toronado's FWD system was developed over a decade and utilized a sophisticated chain-driven THM 425 automatic transmission, allowing it to handle the power of a massive V8 while keeping the floor of the car flat for extra interior space. Under the hood of Leno's Toronado sits the 425 cubic inch, 7.0 liters, Super Rocket V8, an engine that produced a formidable 385 horsepower and 475 pound-feet of torque. This meant that despite its FWD layout, the Toronado was no slouch, with a 0 to 60 amp time of around 7.5 seconds and a top speed exceeding 130 miles per hour. Staggering performance for a car that weighed over 4,500 pounds. Number 5. Jay Leno's 1965 Shelby Cobra 427 is more than just a car. It's a fire-breathing icon, a machine that embodies the raw, unfiltered spirit of American performance. The Cobra 427 was Carroll Shelby's ultimate expression of power and agility, a brutal combination of British roadster finesse and American V8 muscle. In Leno's collection, where horsepower reigns supreme, the Cobra 427 is one of the most revered legends. Under the hood of the Shelby Cobra, 427 is the infamous 427 cubic inch 7.0 liter Ford FEV8, an engine originally designed for NASCAR domination. Officially rated at 425 horsepower, real-world figures were often closer to 500 horsepower, thanks to its aggressive camshaft, massive Holley carburetor, and lightweight aluminum intake manifold. With its brutal power-to-weight ratio, the Cobra could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.2 seconds, a staggering feat for the 1960s. Its top speed of over 160 miles per hour made it one of the fastest road cars of its era. Leno has often spoken about the Cobra 427's visceral driving feel. With no power steering, no traction control, and a bare-bones interior, it's a car that keeps the driver fully engaged. The 4-speed top-loader manual transmission delivers brutal shifts, and the lack of creature comforts means that every drive is an event. The side pipes roar with an earth-shaking exhaust note that makes modern performance cars sound tame in comparison. Number 4. Jay Leno's 1969 Ford Mustang Boss 429 is a thoroughbred muscle car, a street-legal race machine built to homologate one of Ford's most legendary engines. In a collection filled with automotive icons, this Mustang stands tall as one of the most powerful and aggressive muscle cars of the golden era. The Boss 429, or simply the Boss 9, was Ford's answer to the high-revving, Hemi-powered Mopars that dominated NASCAR, and today it remains one of the rarest and most desirable Mustangs ever built. At the heart of the Boss 429 lies its 429 cubic inch 7.0 liter Phi-8, an engine designed specifically for NASCAR competition. Ford needed to build at least 500 street versions to qualify for racing, so they stuffed this massive motor into the Mustang, despite the fact that it barely fit under the hood. Rated at 375 horsepower, real-world figures put it closer to 500 horsepower, thanks to its aluminum Hemi-style cylinder heads, a massive 735 cubic feet per minute Holley carburetor, and an 11.3-to-1 compression ratio. The result was a car that could run the quarter mile in the low 13s, an incredible feat for a factory-built Mustang in 1969. Only 859 Boss 429 Mustangs were built in 1969, with another 499 in 1969-1970, making them one of the rarest and most sought-after Mustangs ever. With NASCAR rule changes in 1971, the Boss 9's reign was short-lived, but its legend only grew over time. Today, an original Boss 429 can fetch over $500,000, cementing its status as one of the most valuable muscle cars in history. Number 3. Jay Leno's 1971 Tomaso Pantera is an exotic blend of Italian styling and American muscle. A car that merges European supercar aesthetics with the raw, thunderous power of a Ford V8. The Pantera, meaning panther in Italian, was the brainchild of Argentine-born Alejandro de Tomaso, who envisioned a mid-engine sports car that could take on Ferrari and Lamborghini, but at a fraction of the cost. Unlike many high-maintenance exotics of its era, the Pantera had one distinct advantage. It was powered by a bulletproof American V8. Unlike traditional Italian exotics with finicky high-revving engines, the Pantera was equipped with a Ford 351 cubic inch, 5.8-liter Cleveland Ferrari 8, producing 330 horsepower and 344 pound-feet of torque. This powerhouse, paired with a ZF 5-speed manual transmission, the same gearbox used in the Ford GT40, gave the Pantera brutal acceleration, capable of 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.5 seconds, and a top speed of over 150 miles per hour. Serious numbers for the early 1970s. The deep, throaty rumble of the 351 Cleveland set it apart from its high-revving Italian rivals, giving the Pantera an unmistakable American roar. Designed by Tom Ciarda at Ghia, the Pantera's wedge-shaped body, pop-up headlights, and aggressive stance made it one of the most striking sports cars of its era. The mid-engine layout gave it perfect proportions, while the low-slung cockpit and wide rear haunches emphasized its performance pedigree. Leno's 1971 Pantera maintains its original, unspoiled design, staying true to its raw and aggressive character. Number 2, Jay Leno's 1987 Buick GNX is a wolf in black clothing, a sinister turbocharged coupe that redefined what American muscle could be in the late 1980s. The GNX, Grand National Experimental, was the ultimate evolution of Buick's Grand National, a car that took on Ferraris and Corvettes while proving that a turbocharged V6 could strike fear into the hearts of V8 purists. In Leno's vast collection of performance legends, the GNX stands out as a dark, underrated masterpiece, a muscle car that didn't need a big block V8 to dominate the streets. At the core of the GNX is a 3.8-liter turbocharged V6, heavily modified by McLaren Performance Technologies ASC to produce 276 horsepower and a monstrous 360 pound-feet of torque. Though Buick officially rated it at those numbers, real-world figures put it well over 300 horsepower, with dyno tests revealing much higher output. With its Garrett T3 turbocharger, upgraded intercooler, and reworked engine tuning, the GNX was capable of 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.7 seconds and quarter-mile times in the low 13 seconds, making it faster than the Ferrari Testarossa and Porsche 911 Turbo of the time. What made the GNX truly terrifying was its ability to launch. Buick engineered a torque-arm rear suspension and upgraded the transmission with a performance-shifted 4-speed automatic TH204R, allowing it to put down power efficiently without spinning the rear tires into oblivion. Thanks to its turbo boost, lightweight body, and brutal low-end torque, it could outrun nearly every car on the road in a straight line, earning it the nickname Darth Vader's muscle car. Number 1, Jay Leno's 1951 Hudson Hornet is a shining example of how innovation, engineering, and sheer determination can turn a humble automaker into a dominant force in American racing history. The Hudson Hornet wasn't just another stylish post-war car, it was a NASCAR champion, a car that left V8-powered rivals in the dust thanks to its ingenious design, low center of gravity, and legendary twin H-power inline-six engine. In Leno's vast collection of performance and classic cars, the Hudson Hornet stands as a reminder of when a small company changed the game. One of the most radical innovations of the Hudson Hornet was its step-down unibody construction, which meant the car's floor pan was lower than the frame rails. This resulted in an exceptionally low center of gravity, giving the Hornet better handling and stability than almost anything else on the road in the early 1950s. While most American cars of the era were still using body-on-frame construction, the Hudson's monocoque design made it lighter, more rigid, and far more nimble in corners, a key advantage that would make it a legend in stock car racing. Unlike many of its competitors that relied on big V8 engines, the 1951 Hudson Hornet was powered by a 308 cubic inch 5.0-liter LE head inline six, which at the time was the largest six-cylinder engine in the world. With the addition of Hudson's twin H-power dual carburetor setup, the Hornet produced 170 horsepower, a massive figure for 1951 and enough to outrun many early V8-powered rivals. With its lightweight construction, aerodynamic shape, and torquey inline six, the Hornet became a dominant force on the racetrack. Leno has always admired underdog cars, and the Hudson Hornet is the perfect example of an innovative company taking on the giants of the automotive world and winning. He often highlights the Hornet's advanced engineering, superior handling, and unbeatable track record in NASCAR. His meticulously restored example remains in perfect running condition, and like all of his cars, it's not just for display. Leno believes in driving and preserving history, not keeping it locked away in a museum.